Okay, so this question wants you to perform the following calculations and then round the answers. So let's look at the first one. So we have 24 meters times 3.26 meters. So if we multiply these values together, we get a value of 78.24 meters. Now, when you're doing multiplication problems and thinking about rounding to the number of significant figures, when you're doing multiplication or division, you have to look at your least number of significant figures. So if you look, 24 has 2 significant figures, and 3.26 has 3. So you want to round your final answer to 2 significant figures. So that would be to this point here. Now, because everything after this decimal point, or after this 8, is lower than 5, you're not going to round this value up. So your final answer for the first one is just going to be 78 meters. For your second, if you multiply 120 times 0.10 meters, you would get 12.00 meters. If you multiply, let's just multiply them all out real quick. So you'd have 2.46 meters if you multiply 1.23 meters by 2. And if you multiply 53 meters times 1.53 meters, you get a value of 81.09 meters. Okay, so now again, you want to round your answers. So if you look back, you have 2 significant figures and you have 2 significant figures, so you have to round your answer to 2 significant figures. Everything after this 2 is a 0, so this just becomes 12 meters. This, for the third one, 1.23, because they're all non-zero values, this has 3 significant figures. 2.0 has 2 significant figures, because anytime you have a 0 to the right of the decimal point, it does count as a significant figure. So you would have to round anything, you would have to round this 4 based on the values after it. So 6 is greater than 5, so you would round the 4 up to 5. So you would have 2.5 meters. And finally, for your last one, you have 3 significant figures and 3 significant figures. So you would have to round this to 3 significant figures. So after your 0, you have a 9. So that would round this 0 up from a 0 to a 1. So it would be 81.1 meters. So for these problems, I find it's always easiest to multiply everything out first and then worry about rounding. In order to be the most accurate, you want to be careful not to round before you multiply. Otherwise, your answers might slightly change. So you do want to multiply first or divide, if the case may be. And after you get your answer, round from there.